Yeah, you know what? It's a tough one because you play at noon, so you always want to be on the day. If you take a full day off and then, so, but this is our fourth day. We're up to be 5 days in a row, but we had three coming out of the break. So at some point, I've always been a guy that after about 4 days, you probably need to recharge the batteries a little bit, especially when we've had some guys out of the lineup. Some guys are playing heavy minutes up front, but I also like having the guys around when things are going well. They tend to be in a good mood. So we had a pretty spirited practice out there. We weren't out there about 30 minutes, so hopefully that helps us tomorrow. We're looking at staying off the ice Wednesday, so you got to build your days off somewhere. We've been fortunate with our schedule. It was a lot tougher earlier in November. It's a little more spaced out for us, so we can pick and choose days. We didn't have that luxury a month ago.
How about Bruce? I know it's not even halfway through the year, but you guys had a great month. But Edmonton keeps winning, LA keeps winning.
Edmonton lost yesterday. I watched it.
Seems like he's maybe a little further ahead.
To me, get your points while you can. That's just the National Hockey League because, you never know. There's teams in this league, and I don't have to tell you who they are. It's gone the other way in a hurry, so it can happen to anybody. Get your points while you can. As I said, our schedule is a little more favorable now with the kind of intensity of frequency of games. We got some time. We're still missing a few players, but relatively healthy. So for us, that's our sole mindset. Just whoever the next opponent is, get to your game. Try to get as many points as you can every month. And we've been able to do that a little better this month than the previous 2 months. So that's good. But as I said, it's always good to have some stuff in the bank because you never know when something will happen. And hopefully nothing does. You just keep the pace up. But obviously we want to stay ahead of Edmonton, LA, Vancouver, everybody in our division, Calgary. They're right there hunting a playoff spot. But I don't think we can control that until we play those teams. So let's just take care of our own business. He did not skate today. He has been skating, him and Nick both. Did you ask me if he's playing tomorrow?
No, I asked him if he's still skating.
Yeah, they're on their own, but today I think they're both off. I don't know if that's maintenance or built-in plan, so neither one will play tomorrow.
He brought up Romberg not joined you guys. What do you hope to get out of Romberg?
Well, he's just a little different player. Lisinski's a natural centerman. I think Schwinn plays. We've moved him all over, but he's a natural centerman too. So we moved someone out of their position. So that was for the reason for the switch. I thought Tanner had some good looks. Got into penalty trouble. He's going to have to learn to control the stick. Young guys don't get away with too many 50-50 calls, let's say. They're not going to get the benefits. So that's something he'll have to be mindful of. But he's been a good player down in Henderson. He was good in training camp, and he had some looks here. They didn't go in. He didn't play as much. So we decided to use Ronnie. He goes on the wing, puts Schwinn back in the middle, or I feel a little more comfortable. Be a little more of a forechecking line than maybe a rush line. So, but I thought Tanner every game had like last night, he stripped a puck again, good puck recovery, gets a good look in the slot. So hopefully it was a good experience for him, and he takes it down to Henderson and keeps building his game. But Ronnie we've seen before and should give us energy, can kill penalties, good on the forecheck. Started scoring a bit early in the year. It's dried up a bit, but that's a bonus for us if that happens here.
You guys have found a lot of different ways to win in December. Is there anything in particular during this stretch that you've been impressed by or that's been a focus?
Well, team defense was a focus, so I think we're giving up a lot less quality chances than we did previous months. A little easier on our goaltenders. Their numbers reflect that. I think our penalty kill has made great strides. I think we have 3 or 4 shorthanded goals this month too. That's helped us win hockey games. So, I look at the game yesterday. We kill a 5-on-3, 5 straight minutes, and then we get a power play goal later that gives us a little breathing room. Go into San Jose, killed both penalties and score twice in a matter of whatever it was, 18 seconds. So that turned the game around. So that's been a kind of a nice. I don't know timely helping us win games, kind of momentum swing, whatever word you want to use. I'm having trouble finding one, as you can see right now. Darren's looking at me funny. It's been good for us. So that would be certainly an area of focus that we also talked about. Team defense, we talked about getting better on our rush reads. I think we've been better. Most teams are good off the rush. We've cleaned that up. The goal scoring's down a bit from the start of the year, but still enough. I think I saw somewhere, and you guys can tell me, is it 3 goals in X amount of games in a row? So you're getting enough that should be in the game. Usually if you get 3, you're right there, though, especially with our team defense lately. So enough offense. But that's, it's been a little bit of everything.
How much confidence does that give you? Does that give the team that, you can find different ways to win if they're scoring less goals, defense picks it up and
Well, nobody panics, nobody cheats, right? Like if you're relying on your top line every night in the power play, and if you don't get calls and your top line's not going, they'll maybe start cheating for offense because they know they need it. We're not doing that. They're playing the right way because we know that, Kolasar got hot there for a while, Carly's line. Now, Howie and Pav's now starting to get some looks. So it's different. The D have pitched in every night. It was Theo with a couple on the road. Then it was Hanny, and Hager had one. Petro looked like he had one. You know what I mean? Like our D's getting involved. So we know that it might come from there. So I think that's just what's helped us. We guys look around the room and figure, well, someone's going to get us the goal tonight we need. We just need to do our job to keep it out of our net. And I think that's helped us a lot.
You do have that sense last night, Bruce, where you had the power play in the third. You did do a lot with it, but then you got another one right away. 4 goals before that. You guys are pretty good at seizing big moments in games.
Yeah, I think our power play has been timely for us for the most part. The numbers aren't as good as they were earlier this year. I think some of that is they've taken away the hurdle option. Some of it was Stoney got injured, and that took away another right stick passing option that was deadly. So, and some of it is just a correction, right? I think Winnipeg was up there at the start of the year almost at 40%. That's almost unsustainable. So our numbers are still good. It's the timely ones that that you always look at, and I think this year we've done a pretty good job with that, of stepping up when, hey, let's bear down and keep pucks alive, recover a puck on the 50-50 puck on the face-off, a little cleaner on the entry so we can have ozone time, and hopefully you execute well. And we did. It was a great shot by Olofsson. We knew that Calgary gives up some stuff from the elbows. We shot from there a little bit earlier, and eventually you're going to get a good look, and he happened to bury it.
Coach, after 4 years with Eichel now, you see the final product having a good centerman, a good first centerman, and good overall player that you guys expect.
Yeah, I'd put him in the elite category. I mean, he's a Stanley Cup champion. He's a leading scorer in the playoffs. He drives our line every night. If Mark Stone was out, the line doesn't lose any. Barbie's out, so he's not relying on certain wingers. He's had different wingers here over the years. 200-foot player. If you look at his, I try to talk about it a lot. He plays against the top line. We trust him. He plays in the last minute. He's on the first guy over the boards for the PK, whether it's the face-offs on his side or not. He just plays in a lot of power play runs through him. So just a lot of growth in his game since he's been here. I can't speak to what it was in Buffalo, his usage. I just know that here he's grown into, to me, a reliable, should be considered an MVP type candidate. He really drives this team, and he's got good support around him, and he relishes that role too. It's something he wants to be good every night.
You said that Mark Stone had a great influence on what he gave. Do you agree with it?
Yeah, Mark's a good 200-foot player, takes a lot of pride in that. Those two didn't play together till this year. He played with Marchessault a lot in the past on his right side. But I think Stoney being the captain and the way he leads probably did influence Jack. Jack was a young captain, so I don't know who he learned from there, right? Or what, so how it, sort of who did he lean on when he needed to talk to someone. Here you got Pietrangelo and you got Stone. Petro's been a captain, so there's lots of veteran guys in the room. We had Alec Martinez, who had won 2 cups and then won a third here. You could talk to him. So I think it helps Jack with that part of his game too, the leadership part. And then the 200-foot play with Mark. So good. That's how it's supposed to look. You're supposed to have teammates that help you out in those areas, on the ice and off the ice.
You're a hockey fan.
I am.
So
Big one.
You come back with playing Montreal on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
You remember
I'm going to say 70 something. They played the Russians, and it was a 3-3 tie, I believe. One of the best hockey games ever. I watched it. Hockey Night in Canada. I'm going to guess it was Danny Gallivan called the game. If not, it would have been Bob Cole, right? I got to be pretty close. But it was a great game. That whole series, I think that game, didn't I go to Philly next? And that's when there was a lot of shenanigans going on in Philly. And but I remember that, yeah. I don't remember every player, but I do remember watching it. It was very special. And then as you get a little bit older, it became more the World Juniors. As a junior, you're thinking of that. That was always a New Year's Eve game. So, yeah, to play Montreal, it's pretty cool. It is. Noon's a little different as you're playing at night, but I like the early games. Guys are used to that. They practice every day at 11, so to me, playing at noon is shouldn't be much of a disruption in your schedule. So looking forward to it.
You think New Year's Eve guy in
Last
general?
one for Bruce, guys, last one?
No, I don't know if I'll make it to midnight, to be honest with you. Sorry, but unless we're hosting a party, and I haven't heard about that yet.
9 o'clock, Pacific.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. Yeah, we got 3-hour head start, so yeah, I can do that. I can enjoy the what do you call it? The ball drop, right? You got to watch the ball drop. So